So, spoke to the detective this morning that was investigating the Angela Armstrong case. The autopsy results have come back. The coroner determined that the manner of death was suicide. So as far as our end, the investigation has now been closed.
Where was her body found at?
It was inside a garage in an apartment complex. It was near like 85th and Louise, that general area. The log, I really don't have a whole lot. The aggravated assaults, both of those were domestic. Somebody was strangled, the other was threatened with a knife, but no serious injuries on either. The arson was a storage unit, had a few storage units that were damaged by fire. No suspects on that, not sure how exactly that started. Nothing big from the assaults. The embezzlement was a car that was loaned out. The family offenses ended up being reports, some no contact violations, protection order, a couple other general reports. The frauds are ID thefts and credit cards. Larceny is a little bit of everything, some bicycles, shopliftings, packages, some car parts stolen, license plates. Narcotics, we had marijuana and meth. The robbery was probably the one unusual thing. We don't have a whole lot of information on this. This happened near 26th Street and Sertoma, and it was last night around 9 p.m. Our victim, we were notified shortly after that. Our victim was walking her dog. She said there was a utility vehicle that drove up, and there was about 4 or 5 guys that jumped out of that. She had her phone. They wanted her phone. She refused to give it to them. They grabbed hold of her, pushed her to the ground, and then took her phone and then left. They all jumped back in and drove away. She was not able to give any description other than it was 4 or 5 guys. The unusual part about this is the victim is 9 years old. She went home and then reported it, and then to mom, and then mom ended up calling police, but no serious injuries with that. I know there's a couple of businesses in that area that have surveillance, but I don't know that we've been able to check to verify if they have any information that was captured, so we'll still be working that.
You talking about a government utility vehicle?
No, it just says a UTV, so I think kind of like the four-wheelers. I've been seeing more of those with like doors on the sides, you know. I believe it just, the report just says UTV, so that's all I have to go on.
Have there been any other similar incidents?
No, we haven't had anything similar to this. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. We've had other robberies similar to this where somebody's been pushed to the ground or, punched and something taken, but none where the victims were this young.
What was she doing in the vehicle?
She was walking. She was walking her. Yeah, she was walking her dog, and then this utility vehicle drove up, or four-wheeler drove up, and then the guys got out of that, took her phone, and then drove away.
And how many guys were in?
She said there was 4 to 5 guys, but wasn't able to give any description, any height, weight, race, anything like that. Just the number.
Were they adults?
Oh, we don't know. Yeah, it was the only thing she gave us was just 4 to 5 guys. So other than that, I don't have any other details.
She was not seriously injured.
Correct. She was not injured.
Where did that take place then?
That was near 26th and Sertoma.
And around what time?
About 9 p.m.
Last night.
Last night. Yep. The sex offenses, one of them was a report. The other 3 were sex offenders that didn't change their address. Nothing big from the simple assaults, nothing suspicious from the unattended death. The vandalisms, we had cars. There was some people, probably kids, were throwing some rocks inside a trailer court. So we had 3 different calls about that, but no arrests or charges. The others, we had tires that were slashed, and then an apartment door was damaged. And the weapons violation, that was some gunshots. Officers found some shell casings near 13th and Prairie, but didn't have any reports of damage. They couldn't find anything. So that's all I have. Unless you guys have any other questions?
Going back to you said you had a couple arsons with the storage units?
It was the one call, yeah.
The one that was near,
The one the press release went out about.
that 300 block of West Team Drive?
Yeah, it should be 3600 block, but yeah, that's the one. I didn't see a press release, but yeah, it's the one on Team Drive.
Okay, that was an arson,
Yep. Well, a report was made, I guess. And that's pretty common in these situations. So when there's a fire somewhere, whether it's a house or a building or a structure, if fire isn't able to immediately determine the cause of that, oftentimes they ask the officer to make a report. And so it goes under an arson report until they're able to determine the cause or origin of fire. And so it's really just to document it, so if it turns out to be criminal, we've already got the information and our investigators can go from there. So it's a pretty common thing. So most fires, there ends up being an arson police report that goes along with it, but doesn't necessarily mean on the outset that there is any criminal behavior, just that they're getting that in place in case there is, if that makes sense. Anything else?
Anything on the user Burnside situation this morning?
No, I mean, the way the call came in, it was a robbery on Burnside, but at this point, we don't have any information yet. So I think the officers are still out there investigating it, so I don't have any details on that.
You know what time that call came in at all?
I can find it for you. The call came in. Where's the time? 9:16 is when the call came in, and it was the 1600 block of West Burnside Street.
That was this morning or last night?
That was this morning. Yeah, but like I said, I don't have any details on that yet, so. Anything else? Okay, thank you.